So what I'm going to talk about today is possessive pronomen, or as they are called in English, which is possessive pronouns. And firstly, what I want to do before we get started on possessive pronomen is to have a small reminder of the personal pronouns. So let's start writing them down over to this side. Let me make a line like this, a little straighter. Okay. So the personal pronouns in German were ich for I. Let me write it more beautifully. Ich, du, sie, and es. But I'll write just and s. And then sie, then wir, ihr, and sie. Okay, so I, you, it, he, she, we, you, and they. Okay, let me clean this up. We got them all down now, and all that's left is to get started on the possessive pronomen. So the possessive pronouns in German are as follows. Let me pick another color. Let me pick a bright green like this. Okay, so ich becomes mein, which means so ich is I, mine is my, du is you, dein is yours, and so on and so forth. You know the personal pronouns, and you can, or it's okay, we will translate them as well as we go on. Dein is yours. Und es have the same possessive pronoun. It is sein. He and it have the same possessive pronoun. Sein. Sie is ihr. Wir is unser. Ihr is euer. And sie is the same basically for the both of them, but the only difference is, let me write it down first, it's that the singular you, sie, is written with a capital I, while the plural sie for they is written with a lowercase I. Okay, so we got them all down now. Mine is my, dein is yours, sein is his or its, ihr is hers, unser is ours, euer is yours in plural, and sie is yours in singular or theirs in plural, according to the lowercase or the uppercase I. Okay, great. So when does this apply? We have also a small difference. Let's write it down here, which also, let's get it in blue. Okay, meine, deine, seine, ihre, unsere, euer is written like this. Eure, you exchange the places of E and the R at the end of the word. And for ihr and ihr, it becomes like this. Ihre. So what's the difference? Why did I add the e's to the end of the possessive pronomen in blue? And why did I change places of the euer and eure with the E and the R? Okay, so what you have to remember is in German you have different genders of words, of nouns. You have die, der, and das, which basically mean this is masculinum, neuter, femininum. So the genders are neutral, masculine, and feminine. So what you have to remember, the rule that you have to remember is that der und das, when the noun has the article der und das, and it is in singular form, for example, das Kind, or der Kugelschreiber, So the child and the pen. The child has the article das, it means the gender neutral, while Kugelschreiber has the article der, which means the gender masculinum. So, if you want to say the possessive form of the pen and the child in German, you have to use this column. Mein Kind, dein Kind, sein Kind, my child, your child, his child or its child, etc. down the column. Same goes for the Kugelschreiber, so the pen. Mein Kugelschreiber, dein Kugelschreiber, sein Kugelschreiber, which is my pen, your pen, his pen, and so on and so forth. So we got this done. We get why the possessive pronomen in green are used. They are used for the singular form. Let me write it down. For the singular form of the nouns that have the genders das, the genders neuter and masculinum, which means the articles das und der. But hey, what if the noun has the article die? So this is, let me write it in red to make a difference between the das Kind, der Kugelschreiber, and die. Okay, for example, die Lampe, which means the lamp, but it has the article die, which is femininum, and it means the gender of this noun is female. So this one cannot use the possessive pronomen mein, dein, sein, ihr, unser, euer, ihr, because this is reserved only for the singular nouns with the articles das und der. Die Lampe uses these possessive pronomen. They get the added I in the end. Meine, deine, seine, ihre, unsere, and at the euer exchanges the places of the R and I, and at the end again ihre. So the I's at the end get added when the gender is female, like this, and so you have to say meine Lampe, deine Lampe, seine Lampe, for you to be saying my lamp, your lamp, his lamp. It would be incorrect to use this form, mein Lampe. It just doesn't sound right, and also is completely grammatically wrong. So you please don't forget to add the E if the noun is female with the article die, and if it is in plural. So this one, singular die and plural die. The thing that you have to know in German is that there exists no other article for the plural forms of noun. All nouns get the article die when it becomes in the plural form. So das Kind becomes die Kinder. Der Kugelschreiber, die Kugelschreiber. Which means the children and the pens. So when we have the nouns in plural, even if they have the article das und der in singular, then they have to be so they have to be used in conjunction with the possessive pronomen with the added "is" here at the end. Meine, deine, seine, ihre, unsere, eure, ihre. Meine Kinder, deine Kinder, my children, your children, and so on and so forth. So the overarching general rule, let's write it down here. Let's write it. Let's make a big sign, just so you know that it's really important. So if the article is die, whether or not it is the noun is in singular or plural doesn't matter. You have to add the "is" at the end of possessive pronouns. Meine, deine, seine, and so on and so forth, as we have written them down these columns. But if the nouns are in singular and the articles are das und der, das und der, singular, then you drop the "e" at the end and you say mein, dein, sein, and so on and so forth. So this is the general rule that you have to follow in order to not make mistakes with the possessive pronouns in German. So let's recap fast. Die, the article die, whether the word, the noun is in singular or plural, doesn't matter. You add the "is" to the end of the possessive pronouns. While if it is, so the noun is in singular and it has the article das und der, then you drop the "is". That's all. So good luck with it. I would like you to write them down and again try to say different sentences with different nouns in different genders. My laptop, my table, etc., just so you really hammer in the rule and don't make mistakes in the future. So viel Spaß and I wish you the best of luck.